This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately.
What's going on? Hey, Blue. Where's Blue? Oh, there he is. That's his back right there, I guess. Come on, Blue. Come on. There he is. There he is. All right. Well, there you go, everybody. I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube or whatever, but it doesn't seem to be putting out notifications or anything, really. I mean, it's really frustrating. I got to be honest with you. But hey, it's good to see you guys here. But as you know, I always just tell you how I'm feeling and thinking on here. I mean, I probably spent 25 hours on that video there that I put out. Like, I literally just sat there, you saw the progress and, just putting it all together. And it's one of the worst performing videos like I've ever made. I mean, really just horrendous. Even posted in various groups, and I mean, I don't know how to really explain it, other than no notifications must be going out. And like right now, there's 118 people watching, so something is amiss on the notifications, right? It's just really, it's not idiosyncrasies and things like that of people. It's YouTube not putting out a notification, whether it's from, I mean, I don't know if it's like you can't have a certain amount of videos in a day or something like that. Yeah. Anyhow, it's really, it's not, it's just, well, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, everybody likes it. Every single comment in there is like, oh yeah, this is awesome. This is the greatest thing in the world. And it just, did anybody share it? I mean, did you go out and share the videos or video? I already put it on Twitter before. Yeah, I did it already. I'm talking about the one from earlier. I can put the one from right now on Twitter, sure. Yeah, I mean, it's great that you appreciate it and everything like that, but it's not, it's one of those things where it's absolutely not worth the time to spend that many hours. You know the video yesterday where I just came out and said, yeah, I think this is a signature, yeah, that one has more views than a video that is like, I think it's a professional type video that's good, Yeah, I mean, people say it needs, I mean, I know how it works on here, though. I put out videos, and usually right at the beginning, it gets really a lot of momentum, and it kind of trickles, slows down. There's only been one video that I ever put out that slows down, and then, and then there was a big jump again. Like somebody mentioned it or something. But other than that, that's it. That's how it works. It's the same thing with live stream. You have a lot of people, watch the stream when it's live, and then it fades away, and then nobody really watches a live stream much. Maybe a few people the next day, and then nobody ever watches another live stream ever again. Yeah, what do you mean you didn't know you were allowed to share? What are you talking about? Yeah, there's a share button on your screen. You put it somewhere, like in a true crime group or some place. So, hell, I'd almost rather have everybody right now just stop what you're doing and go out and post the video somewhere. You know, hell, I'll even put it in here because it's just really demoralizing. You know. It's almost unreal, to be honest with you. 3,000
Then at 12:40
something views in a video that good. That's ridiculous. So there you go. All right. There's the link. So maybe go out and share that really quick and come back in, I guess. Right. It's wild, man. Man, think how crazy that is. Like I don't know. Forget it. I even did the correct time of day that they tell you to do it. Everything. Nah, that's not what it is, Andy. Let's see. Yeah, thanks, Whiskey Boots. I mean, I think it's one of my better videos out there ever, you know. And I know it's not that it's because there's a lot of Kohberger content. It's because there's people watching a body camera footage again and again and again and again when you've already seen it 1,000 times. Yeah, well, thank you. Glad you liked it. So, anyways, here we are again, everybody. Doing another show. I don't know if not sure. Hold on a second. Check something out. Gotta get something set up. No, it's just. What do you mean? Why is there an after? I'm just talking about the aftermath. The aftermath is the carnage of nobody watching it. That's the aftermath. It's hideous, you know. Hey, thanks. But hey, good to see you, Cairo. 44 months out there. I mean, there were people in there with just crazy conspiracy theory stuff again. You know what I mean? So, I guess that'll never go away. Hey, Gray, you left out the part where... Oh, boy. Here we go. So we got the Super Freaks up there. I'm not sure, somebody must have just subscribed on there. And then the Stream Goal. So, thank you guys for being here. If you want to help support the channel, that'd be awesome. Hello, Bama forever. And looks like we got Zozo, Paulette, Tina, Iris, Irene Cipher, Georgina Stoliker, etc., etc., etc. Cairo just randomly pops in. Thanks, American Lady. Watched replay of the show. Excellent job, Gray. Totally agree. And it's... Yeah, I mean, I actually think that video is, one of my better videos that I've ever made on YouTube. And that's why it's frustrating, because you spend that much time on it and it turns out where nobody clicked on it, or it wasn't put in front of their face. Right? So
I watched replay of show. Excellent job, great.
hey, thank you so much, Kelly Snyder. I thought it was pretty damn good, you know. I mean, if I do say so myself. I thought my narration was good. The, you know, putting in clips, sort of like a mini timeline documentary sort of thing with all the elements in there. But anyways, what did you think of it, Cairo? Did you watch it? Listen to it anyways while you're driving around? Yeah, thank you so much, Kelly Snyder. Oh, look at that, the avocado dance. There we go, there we go. Georgina Stilikin. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah. Well, thanks, Cara. Yeah, I mean, that's what's crazy about it. And it, I don't know if you just listened to it, but I mean, the images are good too. It's like, you know, I showed the entire, you know, looping around, used some of my other shows, videos that I did, put it together, and you know, I guess it just is what it is. I guess it's more of the what do you call it? I mean, I was looking up the other day that they only send notifications out for maybe like 3 videos a day or something, but I wasn't doing 3 videos. I haven't done 3 videos, so I'm not sure. Shouldn't they send out a notification to your subscribers on every single video? I mean, what's the point of not doing that? I don't get it. Yeah. Oh yeah, cool. I'm gonna have to get a hold of you, Cairo, because I might be traveling around out there somewhere, driving around deep over there. I don't know if we'd ever have a chance to run into each other somewhere. That'd be pretty funny, though. So, again, if you guys want to go out and share it somewhere in a Facebook group or on Twitter or someplace, that would be awesome. But, man, it definitely didn't take off at all. It almost was dead right out of the gate. And whenever you see that, if it doesn't quickly start going boom, 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 you know it's in for a really rough ride. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be going all the way to the East Coast-ish, but I mean, I don't know, maybe. Like that same time zone, but not quite. Haven't had a chance to watch it yet. We'll watch after the show. Yeah, there you go. So what were, for the people who did watch it, what were the parts that you thought? I mean, it's just kind of a timeline of various things that happened, you know, including the times where the body camera went to the various houses. And it was sort of, you know, it's interesting to see what Kohberger's doing at the same time of those. I thought it was really weird when you have Kaylee and Madison trying to call Kaylee's boyfriend Jack, and at that same exact time frame, literally the same minutes, you know, 2:44, that's when Kohberger's leaving his house, and he's like driving around, and he pulls over and he kind of gets everything set up. That's my opinion. Is he at about 2:44 he drives north on that Nevada street and sits there and waits. He's not just waiting, he's preparing for his final sort of descent into Moscow. You know, so he is sitting there, and his last thing on his checklist, or first thing, we don't know, but might have been to turn off his phone at 2:47. So he turns it off. That's why it was still pinging at 2:47. That's the last ping. And then it's turned off at 2:47 as part of his checklist. Then there's more stuff he's going through. Yeah, I'm ready. And then at 2:53, he's going north on Nevada Street, down and getting onto the highway to head over to Moscow. So there you go. He was persistent. He really wanted to do what he did that night. Yeah. Is that really your name, Gary? Or are you somebody using Gary? Yeah, my friends used to call me Gary, and one of them used to go, Gary! Because that's been a joke my whole life, you know, so it doesn't bother me. It's actually endearing. Thank you. Yeah. I think people, it's also possible people don't like precise, accurate videos like that. You know? Kind of, you know, sort of messes up their, how they wanted to be able to just kind of nuance around and twist things, and, you know, you see it in the comments still. Well, I just put it out today, William. It's on YouTube. What do you mean, where's the video? It's on Netflix. You pay $9.99 to watch it. Yeah. Does anybody have any thoughts on it? Any questions or anything? I'm just reading the chat and stuff. That's good. Glad you're feeling better, Lillian. Yep. She lost a friend recently. Yeah. What's wrong with my dog, Maxa? Jesus. Do you think he ditched some evidence along the way, like in the river? When you say on the way, where? What do you mean? I'm not even sure there's a river here. I think he ditched something over in this area, yeah. I actually circled the area where this square here, I think he put something that first night inside of that. And, you know, it's likely the bloody items that he had. I mean, would you really want to be driving around? Especially him. I mean, Kohberger, how many times has Kohberger been pulled over? So, there's, you know, he'd been pulled over 2 or 3 times prior to this night. So, he's going to want to ditch any bloody items or stuff like that early on that drive because he's got a long drive to do. And then I think he came back like the next day or something like that. Oh, wow. Jeez, thanks, Bama Forever. You have to say sorry for not being around. Your people do, you know, they have actual lives out there too, you know. I went fishing yesterday for the first time in a long time. I caught 4 little pumpkin seed sunfish. Wasn't too bad. Yeah, it's somewhere, but it's down. The river would be down here. I mean, it's possible when he made this trip he did that, but that's wide open there. There's just so many hours of missing time down here. He might not have turned his phone off. They're just giving us the time. You know, like when he leaves here, Albertsons, they might know exactly where he went for hours and hours and hours. And then they say later, okay, then his phone pinged sort of, where was it? Yeah, and near Johnson, Washington here. And then they say that's in the same general area as when he left after he was crying. Thank you, Julia Morales, as well. But again, Bama forever.
Sorry I haven't been around much. Been busy. Miss you all. Heart.
How did he happen upon their address? I don't really know. He might have even chosen to go to school there because of them. I mean, I don't know. Here's what he might have done is, yeah, like if you believe that he was doing the whole Bundy thing. Hold on a second. Yeah. So if he was going to do the whole Bundy thing, then maybe he was doing the Pennsylvania to Washington Bundy maneuver. But then when he knew that he was going there, he started looking up social media accounts and students. Maybe even, in Moscow, because he was going to go to Pullman, Washington, right? So he was looking at them, and he found one that maybe reached out, and they didn't respond, and he felt jilted. And he's like, I'm going to get you. Hey, thank you, RF. I mean, there are the stories out there that he tried to communicate with one of them. I mean, we don't know if those are real or not, but it sounds like the dad. Remember how the dad of Kaylee was saying stuff like that, almost like he wasn't supposed to be saying it? That there was some communication, like he tried to, but they never responded to him. He slid into their DMs. Remember that crap? So I guess that's a possibility. He felt rejected, just like Elliot Rodger. Remember, I actually think that's probably was him, that Papa Rogers account, right? Like he's the father of the incel murder movement. What happened, Tina? Yeah. Do you think he went to one of their parties? No, I don't. Yeah. Let's see. Ding 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 ding. Someone logged into the Papa account 2 weeks ago. Yeah, the same one. So what do you think that means? Maybe he gave the password to his attorney and they checked it out. Where is that Papa Rogers account anyways? Isn't that on like Instagram or something or Reddit? I think he matched with one of the girls on a dating app. They met. She was interested. I don't. Yeah, you think it's that level? Why do you think that? I mean, nobody's ever said anything like that. That's too deep. I mean, he did meet that other girl with a similar story that you're telling, where she said she was sick and went into the bathroom. And I think that was Tinder, right? So Tinder is basically like an automatic hookup if you're going out on a date. And man, when she was hanging out with Kohberger, she goes, forget it. I mean, he probably said, you have really pretty eyes. They look like a lizard. How do you know which is the real? Not sure. Where is all this stuff coming from, Cameron? Like, who's anally following the case that deeply that somebody in Australia was caught using Madison's picture for Tinder? I mean, Jesus. He's already been arrested, everybody. I mean, he may have collected her from the house for the date. Huh? What does that mean? Collected her from the house for the date? Oh, really? Jeez. Ew, yuck. I guess that's the stuff that keeps on going. I should have put that in the title. You know, Madison's picture used on Tinder date site. And then, oh my God, every Tom, Dick, and Harry would have watched that one. Oh well. I think he's just attractive enough to be able to match with people. But once they actually get to know him, they realize a weirdo he is. Yeah. Oh, maybe that's what it was, my lizard eye comment. Yeah. I don't want to read the full combo, Gary. Hey, thanks, Caligal3. What is that? It's gonna fire a missile. I like that one. I saw some car thing with the details today. It had date of plate change, servicing, etc. Yeah, I think we had that a while ago. I mentioned it somewhere. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, it wasn't too long after the murders where he was required to change it, I think, on the 30th of that month. And so obviously it would have had to have been before that. I mean, how does somebody know that somebody in Australia got arrested for using Madison Mogen's image? I mean, is there an article out there somewhere that says that? Let's see. Australian man arrested for using Madison Mogen's image on dating site. Okay, there's a news. Let's see. What's this January 11th? Oh, that's just the lady that met him before. Yeah, I don't see it. Okay, well he was just using them. Okay. So somebody's out there looking at all the Tinder. Oh, look at that. Somebody used. Man, that's just some really, like, people do weird shit like that, you know? It's just so irrelevant to the case. I guess that's the key point. I doubt they got arrested, but people use photos of people from overseas. Yeah, they're used for catfishing. So it's absolutely irrelevant for the Bryan Kohberger case. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is there's all these people, they try to find every little tiny thing to make a big story out of it where it doesn't mean anything. It's, you know, it's crazy. You know, it's just like using that fireman to do the Anthony Shots profile, right? I mean, that guy had nothing to do with anything. No, it's not. It's not, Gary. It's not, man. It's not at all. Yeah, it has nothing to do with that. Sorry about that. No, it's not possible. See, here's the thing. When somebody like Gary types in, is it possible he was still using and bought his drugs from that block? The dealer complains of noise and he agrees to sort it out. They tried with police breaking up parties, but that did not work. That's the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. I'm sorry. You won't be spared the ludicrous comment. I'm sorry, but I can't even, like, sort of entertain it. Like, good thought. What I was thinking about was, do you think it's possible, Gary, that alien spacecraft came down? Perhaps landed in Banfield, and the people that we saw on the Banfield video in the almost like 2:55 hour was not, they weren't even real, and that they were beamed onto they were just sort of like these robots that look like humans. We just never know. I guess it's, quote, possible. 1 in 8 octillion, but yes, I mean, it's... It was the lizard people, but they left Bryan behind. Yeah, well, the thing is, they would have liked me, because I would have said, you have nice eyes. Yeah, you asked that, like, on the show. I mean, if it doesn't really interest me that much, but maybe I'll ask her sometime. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. I thought your video was wonderful. The prosecutor could you? Yeah, well, it's wonderful for people who actually give a shit about true crime, but it's not wonderful for getting a lot of views. You got to have the bells and whistles put in there, the little buzzwords that get the juices flowing, as it were. I guess I just don't have that yet. Ding, 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 ding. But just for you, Zozo, I'll ask, okay? I mean, it's something it crossed my mind as well. It's not, but it's just like, do I want to just call up really quick and go, hey, give me. You know what I should do is, let me just see something really quick. let me see if I can get her on the phone right this second. Hold on a second. All right, here we go. Say hello to all the freaks.
Hey, freaks, how you guys doing tonight?
Can you guys hear? Wait, hold on a second. Let me make sure.
Can they hear?
I think so. Yeah, you guys can hear, right? Okay, good. They can hear you. Yeah, good.
Hey, everybody, how you guys doing?
All right. So the question is like, for example, in the Idaho 4 case. See, I have this theory that he left the knife sheath there intentionally as a signature, and the reason I think that is because of the lack of DNA anywhere on the entire knife sheath. It's almost like he meant to leave it there without leaving any DNA on there, but people are wondering if something like that is prone to not even collect touch DNA or something.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't hear what anybody else is saying. I can't see it.
Well, there's nobody. They're just typing in the chat.
Yeah, I know. I can't see the chat. So I think really porous materials like cloth and stuff, maybe leather, maybe metal. But what does not work is ceramic. So in fact, I was going to say I was interested in getting someone's DNA one time, and I was sitting having coffee. And so when we all got out, we were leaving, I got on the sidewalk. I said, "Oh, I forgot my notebook. Oh, wait a minute." So I ran back in to get the notebook, and I had already asked the clerk, the waiter, "Don't touch the cup. Don't touch anything." So I wound up pinching the cup.
Yeah.
And I learned there that DNA does not stick to ceramics. So don't do it with a coffee cup, all right?
Yeah. Well, what do you think about like a leather knife sheath, when they're a little bit sort of they've got the sheen to it a little bit,
Yeah, I think leather would be good. I think leather would be good. I think he had to clean that off, most of it, or you hold something like that, you're going to hold a sheath, you're going to hold it in your hand, so you may have cleaned it off, or you could have been wearing gloves.
Mm-hmm.
You could have had the knife, preparing it or putting it in the holster, whatever, and then he clipped it closed, and then he cleaned the actual sheath off and everything, but he didn't think that the clip had his DNA on it.
That's exactly my theory. Hey, everybody, did you hear that? That's exactly the same. I mean,
we
literally.
We didn't rehearse it.
Yeah, we didn't. But
you call me ahead of time and say, "Hey, I'm going to call you." Make sure you say.
Yeah, that's funny though. That's exactly right. Yeah, I mean, now, I mean, he is somebody that I guess he wore gloves and so forth when he was throwing out trash. Maybe he was aware of that, but the thing is why would he care to? Let me ask you this: if there was touch DNA on a sheath, how likely is something to transfer again off of the sheath to something?
I really don't know. They're really studying that kind of thing, and it's it's really persistent. DNA is really tough stuff. I mean, it is and it isn't, and even somebody in their kitchen, they come they look in a kitchen and then they can get DNA off of the cabinets and stuff like that, see who's been in the kitchen. And even DNA survives the laundry. So like a dad will be playing with the baby, and then they change the baby and they put the clothes in the laundry, and the next day the DNA's still on the baby clothes. They've done that. So, it's hard to say what transfers or what doesn't. It's unpredictable to some extent.
Can you tell if, let's say, Zozo keeps asking all these questions, says, can they tell if it's been cleaned by something? Well, I mean, obviously, like if a knife sheath was cleaned by a material, they could probably tell, right? I mean,
yeah, it would have, trace elements of whatever, the cleaning fluid on it.
So
well, it depends. It depends on how long, because it's volatile and those things evaporate.
Right.
Cleaning fluids evaporate because you want to clean something up and you don't want to leave it full of cleaning fluid, right? Because, got that.
So doesn't it seem like so since the DNA was on the bottom underside of the button, it's almost like we were saying, that's what we were talking about, was that he handled it, because apparently maybe he ordered it on Amazon or something, and he handled it, but it seems like to take that kind of precaution and cleaning it and wiping it down before he goes into the murder, that he meant to leave it there. That's what my feeling is, because if you were taking it home, if you're taking, I mean, it's hard to say, but that's my theory, because why would you care to clean it that well, wiping it down on the top of the button and everything?
I don't know.
If you're going to take it home, like if you're going to take it home with you, why would you do that?
I don't know. Obsessive about cleanliness.
Well, there you go. Maybe it's something like that.
Yeah, I don't know, but who knows? But I think he did something stupid because he didn't clean it the whole way. Just left some stuff on it.
Yeah, on the bottom side of the button.
Yeah. So so his DNA was there. I don't know, there's other evidence supporting, it's him. That, he's innocent until proven guilty, let's put it that way.
Yeah,
There
not
is
my
evidence
mind,
supporting, his presence at that location. There is evidence supporting that,
Yes.
and that's a fair statement. So, you're going to have to duke it out, see, so you can always say it was somebody else, and, they left his DNA on it, that kind of thing, and if there's no DNA on there at all, who knows? But there is a little bit of his, enough of his. So, it's a big deal these days, it'd be interesting to see how this turns out.
Yeah. So I think that was really what people wanted to know.
Oh, okay.
Guess we'll have to do an update soon on some of those cases, because it seemed like they were going to do that new technology, something like that.
Yeah. Right. I assume you told the freaks that they're going to do Kintelligence on the Vermont does.
Yeah.
And Kintelligence is normally pretty good for like really degraded stuff, really, really bad DNA. So, we'll see what happens. It picks out, they had a lot of bacteria too, I think. So that picks out the bacteria. And, the downside is it really doesn't get past like first cousin once removed or second cousin. So we'll have to see, because obviously and it does give you hints on the other ones, let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see, because these people died in the 30s, and they're not going to have brothers and sisters around probably. But maybe the children would have very old relatives, you might say. So then they might have like, nieces and nephews, or something like that. So it's still possible. So we'll have to see. It's free, so why not?
Yeah, and then we also have the one with the infant that was thrown out of a window, probably without even being named, I think.
Yeah. I think we have. Do we have a couple? Is that Baby Hope, or I don't remember that one. I'm not really good.
It's one that missed. Yeah, I'm not good with names either. I think it was. Well, there was. The baby was named after the area because it likely didn't even have a name yet.
Yeah, Medina. Is it Medina County?
I'm not sure. It was one that Misty just called me up on a week ago.
Yeah, I
or
think
so.
it was Medina. Yeah, Medina. They're hoping to have some stuff to say soon. I don't know where we're at, but even if I knew it, I'm not sure I should say it on the air. Cause I'm not sure
that's all right. Yeah. That's
okay,
going to be an interesting one now, man. So.
Yeah. Well, what we should do is, why don't we get together, let's come on the air in the next few days, or maybe next Friday or during the week, and we'll have everything in front of us, and we'll talk to the freaks, see how they're doing.
Sounds good. Well, thanks for the on-the-fly information on the touch DNA that it could have, like the types of surfaces that DNA likes to hide in.
Yeah, and don't use coffee cups, okay, everybody?
Yeah,
you can steal DNA. Don't use a coffee cup.
If you're trying to capture somebody's DNA, don't use a coffee cup. You heard it right here first. Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick from Identifinders International.
Yes.
All right, that was fun. That was a fun little short one there, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, so listen, guys, we'll see you later.
All right, see ya. Bye-bye. Yeah. And see, that's what you get over here on Grant Hughes Investigates. Live conversations. Yeah, I don't know if I would go with that. It was cool though that she said the exact same thing about like how it would have happened. That he held it with his regular hands and so forth, and then he put his gloves on and he started cleaning the sheath, and then he just missed the part underneath the button. I mean, that's like exactly the same thing. And so what you have to ask yourself is, why is he cleaning it? Okay, because even they don't know if you transfer DNA, how well things transfer from another, like touch DNA to touch DNA. Like if you touched a surface with like a knife sheath, for example, and then you fell onto a bed, would the DNA transfer off of the knife to the bed somehow and that kind of thing? So I thought that was pretty interesting. Awesome. See that? We got your question answered for you. Say thank you, Gray. That's all we need. That's all we need. Thanks, Jill. No, what she just said, you can't tell. You know, I mean, when you say, did he wear surgical gloves or not? I mean, maybe surgical gloves have something on the outside of them, something like that. No, not thank you, Zozo. Not thank you, Zozo. Let's see. Hey, thanks, Jill. I mean, I could have just let it not be answered. I mean, that's something I actually considered asking her myself yesterday. You know, it wasn't like I just, you know, am I going to bug her? But since you kept saying it over and over 2 times in videos and 1 time on a show, I figured, oh crap, how do I get her to quit? Okay, hey, let me just call live. There we go. No, it wasn't. When you think the trial, a couple years maybe. I think there's no chance that this trial. I would be shocked at this point if it even shows up in 2024. You know, now that he said he doesn't need a speedy trial, he's going to use every delay tactic under the sun, and law enforcement probably doesn't mind because they'll just be able to get more and more stuff on him. More and more things will come forward. Oh God, come on, TTJO. Jesus, you guys are like... Type. Why don't you get on the internet and type, do surgical gloves have a chemical on them? Okay? And then if you have an answer for that, then likely you could detect something. It's really simple to figure something like that on your own. Oh God. I just said the same thing. I guess it sort of did pay off. She just got an answer right away. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Oh God, you guys just get so like obsessed with one thing. Like the surgical glove question too. You could transfer touch DNA or something to that effect. Yeah, it's one of the greatest questions in the history of mankind. Do surgical gloves, when you're putting on the how do you know when you're putting the surgical glove on that you didn't put some of your DNA on the outside of the surgical glove before you use it to clean something? And therefore, should it really count because the DNA wasn't intentionally, it wasn't supposed to be there because it was transferred from the glove to the sheath. There we go. I'm going to actually ban the term surgical glove in about 5 minutes. And I'll do it technically on YouTube. Let's see. Here, let's just look it up. How about that? How about this? What? With the Paggies? Yeah, just look up do the research on your own, Zozo. I mean, just typing in the questions over and over and over and over again, you won't get an answer for it in the chat. You see what I'm saying? Let's see. Okay, the powder on latex glove has always made it easier for professionals to put on and take off the gloves in a hurry. However, the powder leaves behind residue and makes it hard to keep a job clean. So, you know, maybe, right? Maybe when he's touching the you know, cleaning something. How about this? Let's see. Since that's out there, it says that out there. Yeah, maybe there's the powder-free ones. There you go. And so what would you do with those? I mean, but here's the thing is, let me ask you guys something. So when the techs are at a crime scene, they're using surgical gloves, right? So isn't that going to mess everything up too? Is it common practice to wear gloves while processing a crime scene? But why, when, and what type of gloves? Protection from the evidence. When we are using gloves for our protection, we are attempting to protect ourselves from biohazardous substances such as blood, urine, semen, etc. Protecting the evidence from us. So that's what it's used for as well. Yeah, so risk of DNA transfer by gloves in forensic casework. Yeah, because when you're putting on the glove, you kind of have to touch it with your actual hand, right? In the last years, the increased sensitivity of new generation STR kits has contributed to a stronger focus on the issue of contamination. DNA contamination can occur by either direct or indirect transfer. Direct transfer includes contact by also activities within the vicinity of an item that may result in the transfer of DNA from an individual without any contact. Indirect transfer of DNA is when DNA from an individual comes to be on an item via an intermediary surface. Contamination, yeah, I mean, so if you're wearing gloves and you grab something and then you touch something else, that's why you see these crime scene techs changing gloves all the time, you know, or at least you think that we see them doing that. Thank you, Miranda. Let's see. All right, okay, I'll text message her that same question. She's not going to know the answer to this, I bet. What the heck? Thank you. Thank you so much, Lanky Tour. Wow. That's very generous of you. Appreciate it.
Thank you everyone for supporting the only true crime
It will make up for the lack of views on the video. Who knows? Alright, so determine if latex gloves were used to handle an item. It says, she said, no, I don't think so. Okay. Not from the outside, at least. Let's see. Not from the outside, at least. Okay. What do you mean don't ask her? I did ask her. Yeah, and let me ask you, here's the thing, if you use latex gloves that don't have the powder and stuff like that, I doubt it's leaving rubber particles on the item that you're grabbing. But yeah, it's. I mean, I guess they're not terrible. You know, like, it's good to get the answers to some of these questions, right? I mean, I guess just to sort of eliminate some things. So what we found out, I guess what I didn't ask is, well, let's see, who was that? It was Mike D that used to watch the show. He commented under one and said that, you know, he cures leather with certain materials, and he wonders if. But I think once those are dry, and everything's, you know, it's a ready to deliver product, it would be irresponsible for the. I mean, I'm just going to answer the question myself. It would be irresponsible for a company to put out an item like a sheath that when you hold it, it has corrosive values on it that would actually destroy DNA. Okay, I think there's a certain point, like if you put it on there, let's say you just put the oils or whatever you want to call it on there, and you're rubbing them in, and you're kind of, you know, all that shit, and then there's DNA on there, of course, at that point when it's still in that stage. But I think once it's all dried and shiny and everything, I think it is minimal at that point. Doesn't that make sense, just sort of logically, just kind of thinking through it a little bit? Yeah. They can what? Hey, the bear, when you're typing in a sentence, type the full sentence in, because nobody knows what it means when you say they can. Okay, because everybody in here is on various stages of rewind mode or behind, and I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Let's see. I used to get rash working with gloves on my hands. No, they didn't. Does that? I mean, it's sort of interesting that they want to look to see if he has latex gloves, and how come? What, you know, because that does sort of speak to that they're able to determine what type of latex glove was used by him. I mean, is it just the mere fact that he has them, and that's why they'll use that to explain why there's no fingerprints and things like that? What do you mean, oh, they do? What does that mean? They can, but they don't because it would be too much. I don't know what that means. They can what? Nobody's suing me, Gary. Who are you talking about? Who's Missouri? Why is Missouri suing you? What? So you were a troll this whole time, weren't you, Gary? It's your previous searches. What are you talking about? Oh, is it right here? Let's see. I don't see anything like that. Oh yeah, that's. Oh yeah, hey, good point. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got a lawsuit coming in the future. But hey, good catch there. Good catch. Way to always be like glancing and. Yeah, I'm not the one being sued. Yeah. So do you guys sit there and actually read people's shit on the screen like that? Man, that's crazy. That's some wild shit. You guys are crazy people. It seems so what, Gary? Now I gotta type it in again. Where was that one? Shit. Oh, now I can't see it anymore. Darn it. How do you do it? Let's see. Where was that? Yeah, but why is that, Gary? You seem like a nut job, Gary. Yeah. When you're reading from the newspaper, I do look at the ads. Yeah. Doesn't matter what you look up, that's what shows up on there. Yeah, well, you'll be a detective somewhere else, Gary. I'm not interested in having you here. Thank you. Thanks for interrupting the show. Let's see. Yes, what, Cat? Is this what people do when they get onto the internet here? I mean, like you guys are like the nosiest, like just, it's ridiculous. You know? Wild stuff. You know? So Gary won't be commenting ever again on here. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's crazy how they just come in. Oh, there it is. Let's see. I'm not even sure how that gets in there, though. Yeah. See, my thing is that if what I was searching for is there's a online stalker that I've had, and you know, there's a point where I'm going to be filing a lawsuit against the person. So I'm trying to figure out like how it works, okay? Because this person is a hideous human being who doesn't have any morals or ethics in society whatsoever at all. And so that's what I'm doing, all right? How do you like that? I will let Gary back. It kind of sucks, but it sucks having to waste my time on that shit. But the people have been served who need to be served out there. It's not a game, it's not a joke or anything like that. I take it seriously, and I have a treasure trove of screenshots of plans and plotting, and I have them. And so, you know, whatever anybody wants to do, that's where it is. I got it. Okay. Hey, thank you so much up there to Just a Glove. Don't ask the blind to see. All right. Yeah. So, hey, in some ways, it's good that you saw that on the screen there, but it wasn't intentional. I'm just looking up how to do stuff, all right? I'm just glad it didn't say have any sort of like porn searches or something. Oh, shit. Just a surgical glove. That's crazy. All right, where were we a minute ago, though? I've known GHI for years, and my husband loves him, and I believe in really smart intelligence. Well, thanks, Lanky Tor. I think we all believe in that. Yeah. And let's see, back to the chat. Yeah. Just a glove. Where did Just a Glove come from? So let's see where we're at on the video from earlier, the views on it. Anything? Are we even at 4,000 yet? No, it barely got over 4. That's just sick. You know, the video from yesterday has 5 already. I think what happens is if you don't stick to the same case every single day, you sort of lose your like place in line or something like that. You become the non-expert. Why was Bryan Kohberger booted from the vocational school during high school? I don't know. I think he's just a creepy person. You know, like when he got booted, like basically booted from the bars and he was put on a list. And we don't even know if that's true. Somebody just typed something in. Let's see. Don't ask the blind to see. And then JD said, just a glove, RR. Who's JD? And anyways, thank you guys for your generosity there. Yeah, we don't know if there's any proof of that at all. I mean, people are just having conversations, right? So, did you see actual conversations, screenshots, or anything like that? Yeah. See, that's why I mean, I wish people wouldn't just sit there and like, you know, go on to Facebook and sort of like look all over the place and act like you're really getting good stuff there. It's a total waste of time. Yeah. It's just Facebook is filled with people who put stuff out there just to get conversation going, and it oftentimes is completely bogus. Yeah, remember that one? Just a glove. Isn't that weird? Creepy person. Like when someone is analyzing your prior Google searches and Gmail inbox. Right, remember that? Right, does sound like something Kohberger would do. Like I'll check my email. When I used to prove that I'm getting an email back for the donations I make, I'd have my Gmail up, and people would go, ooh, look, he contacted this person, this one, ooh. That is creepy. You gotta admit. It's even weirder when some of those people get emails from people. You know, how come you like gray? No, because they're not you. You know, I think that's probably the answer. I think he creeps out. Fake book. Yeah, good reason for that. Yeah. Here's what I'm going to say. This is just totally random, out of the blue, okay? But here is it's mildly political. I hope it doesn't offend people. Okay, but here we go. Listen. So you know the whole thing about like the election being rigged and everything? I don't think it was rigged like, oh wow, there was the ballot boxes and all that weird shit was going on. Okay. Here comes Just a Glove. I think I know who that is. But here's the thing. I don't believe that. What I believe is that the media intentionally, with malice, portrayed our previous president in a certain way that absolutely affected the ballot box, and one party benefited from those false claims. And that's where the whole argument would be. And there's nothing you can do about it because there's freedom of speech, but it was really unethical. Okay, and that's it. So see how mild that was, everybody? It's pretty mild. But that's where the argument should have always been, and every bit of that would have been proven and has been proven in the last year. Every single claim that was made was false. All right, and so that's, you know, that's kind of a scary time when the media used to be the protectors of the people putting out the truth, and then they turned into something else, a political arm. And it's just that's scary shit, man. That's right when you start getting into the totalitarianism. What do you mean? Yeah, I mean it's in the news. I mean, so much of it. I mean, I could tell you this: there was no Russian collusion. That was something they peddled for years. They said, "Oh, we've got it all." There's none, zero. The coronavirus was started in a lab. Remember how they called everybody lunatics that said that? And now it turns out the FBI says, yes, we believe that the coronavirus was leaked. It came out of a lab in Wuhan, China. Okay, so those are all things that were painted as these psycho, wacko people, and they're all weren't true what they were saying. Okay? Hey, remember xenophobia, those kind of terms, you know? Yeah, I can't stand that shit. Anyways, what else we got here, you guys? That's funny. Just a glove. Hey, that wasn't too bad, right? Just a glove? That wasn't too bad, right? So I hope that doesn't offend anybody, what I just said. But those are two major things that turned out to be completely false. And we're learning now that well, here's the thing: people won't believe it if they're too strongly on either side of anything. So I'm not even going to say it. Offended? I'm not. Yeah. Ding 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 diddle ding 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 diddle ding ding. Yeah. All right, so who else, did we get the DNA stuff cleared up here? It doesn't sound like anything on the knife or anything would have kept it. I think what Colleen said, even though her thing was like maybe he's a clean freak, other than that, I think it supports my theory that it was left there as a signature, the knife sheath, don't you think? Because it means that had he touched it with his bare hands, it would have had touch DNA all over the knife sheath itself, because it's not made out of ceramic. Okay, so it and it's almost exactly what we were saying, is that it was probably had his DNA on it, and then he wiped it down. Now I don't know what you wipe it down with. I guess what I would be interested to know is, I mean, I guess that's the thing, is whatever the knife sheath was cleaned with to remove the DNA, that should still have some sort of like a residual, maybe residue on it. I guess if you're using alcohol or something, I'm not sure how good that works. It evaporates. Or he could have actually, here's what it could be. He handled the knife sheath with gloves because he was going to use it, right? He was going to leave it there. So he handles it with gloves, and then he, at one point, maybe he just unsnapped it with his bare fingers and put the knife in it, and then clasped it again, and he was, ooh, crap, and then he kind of wiped off the DNA off the outside of the buckle, and he forgot about the inside. An OxyClean, huh? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I wonder how much DNA was on that glove. On the glove that was found a week later. On the camera before the food truck. And it wasn't like a wool glove too? I don't think Kohberger is wearing gloves like that. No, I don't think the Adam thing has anything to do with anything anymore. What did you say to Adam? I told Adam everything. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it just I thought it was maybe worth something before. But Kohberger's the killer, right? So all the other things that we imagined could have had something to do with something was totally wrong, incorrect. Okay? There wasn't drugs weren't being sold there. Kohberger didn't go there to buy drugs and then decide to do 4 laps around the house because he was all, hyped up. Maybe he got the drugs at 3:31, right, on the first pass, but he got it when he drove by with his car and he stuck his hand out the window and boom, it was a packet of Coke and he slammed it up his nose. And then he went around and did 4 more laps because he was jacked up. And then he goes around and he parks his car behind the house and he's looking up there because he always thought they were hot and he knew that he could get back there in the dark and look through the window and everything. And then later, this other person shows up while he's looking up there and they're getting killed and he's like, ooh, this is gross. And then he drove away really quick right after that. Okay? Yeah. So these people that come up with the drug deal gone wrong, how do you explain the loops? Well, they just weren't ready to hand him the package of drugs yet. Okay, why was he there for 50 minutes to get the packet of drugs? Let's see. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mihari. Well, I try to say things in a way that are humorous because it shows you almost the lunacy of some of the comments they make. How about this? Does everybody agree here that the vehicle that did the 4 loops contained the person who ended up... here, I'm going to do this poll here. Hold on a second. Okay, there it is. There is the poll question. Did the vehicle that did the 4 loops contain the person who killed the 4 students? And see how there's people saying no? And that must mean they're really dumb people, okay? And I'm sorry if that offends you and you were a channel member. You might as well just unsubscribe now because you'll always be disappointed in me. So 8% say... yeah. Alright, so currently we have 64 votes. That means we have at least 7 or 8 dumb people in here. That's unfortunate. Oh God! Oh Jesus! Since when who are you referring to about the noise? I mean Gary's dumbass comment earlier. Yeah. Hey Gary, why are you bringing that up again? I think you really are a troll. I mean, I think you legitimately are a troll. Okay. 100%. All right, so let me end the poll here. And what would the next one be? Okay, how about this? Here's a question for you. Does the person driving around, does the person in the car driving, let's see, car completing, doing the 4 loops, have a connection to the murders? Okay. So let me ask that question. So somehow they're related to the murders somehow. They're just maybe not the killer. All right? Because if there's people out there, okay, here we go. We can always do the good troll count number just by looking at these answers. What do you mean, Gray? They just have a different opinion. No, it means your brain, it's like, it's almost so obvious that you have to be intentionally voting a certain way. I just did another one, Jordan. Does the person in the car doing the 4 loops have a connection to the murders? How could he not, you guys? How could he not have a connection? All right. So for those, so put a 1 if you're one of the people that said no. Other than Zozo. Man, you've been watching a lot of other videos out there, Zozo. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, Jason. Those are the trolls. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's not, though, Jordan. It's not. Okay, that sounds absolutely ridiculously idiotic. Okay. So, anyways, there's 82 votes, and we've got at least 7 or 8 dummies. All right, there we go. Same numbers. Okay. So let me ask you something here. So Bryan Kohberger's, or the white Elantra, there is a driver in it. If you're not even willing to accept that it's Bryan Kohberger. Let's say we got the white Elantra, right? It's driving around. I've got this whole map, everything mapped out here. It drives around, and it does 3 loops, and then an extra loop. We've gone over these a million times. Then at 4:08, it drives right here, and that vehicle did not leave this area until 4:20. So after it pulls around the back here, it doesn't leave, and then at 4:20, it leaves at a high rate of speed. So what was the person in the vehicle doing for the 12 minutes that all 4 of them were murdered, which was right in the exact time that the Elantra... See, here's the thing. The white Elantra parks, the murders start, the white Elantra leaves just after the murders. So how is that the person in the white Elantra not connected somehow? Yeah, it's definitely his car. But these people aren't going to, they won't even address the argument. I asked it plainly up there about if you... just the driver of the vehicle, and you got 8% of the people, now it's 11, just absolute morons, who think that somehow the person in the vehicle has nothing to do with the murders, even though it stopped after all those loops, parked its car, and in those exact 12 minutes, all 4 were murdered. How can you explain that to me? Anybody? And they're not connected. Wow. It's not a tough question at all, Gary. It's really simple. I don't have time for this guy. See you later. You had your fun. Checking in back with your troll groups. Let's see. We appreciate everyone, guys. This is a place where... Look at how dumb this... 102 people. That means 11 dumbasses actually think that that person driving that car is absolutely not related to the murders whatsoever. I don't even believe that exists. I think that's the troll count number. Don't you agree with that? I wasn't able to find that one again. It's only a still shot, though. It's not a... I don't know where I put it. Well, let me just look. I'll look for it really quick. One more time. No. 14th. No. 15th. No. 17. No. Yeah, it's weird. It's just sort of not in the folders that it should be in. Maybe it's earlier, 11th, no, 10th. When do you think that was when I was talking about that? Oh, there it is. Jesus. God. That was so easy. You know when you're trying to be really clever and put it in the right place, but then when you look for it, you don't remember that clever place that you put something? Yeah. So here it is. This is how clear the video is going to be with that white Elantra on it.
This video contains subject.
Here, let me show this one. Yeah. This video, this one's 17 minutes long, but so there's the one at 3. You see it at 3:35, 3:32. There it is. See, there's 3:31, right?
Right.
So let me show it. Hold on.
About 50 seconds is when it got back there, past number 1.
See, there's the vehicle coming back around here, and it goes right like this. Oh, you can't see it because of my face, but
And as you can see,
everything's shitty on here. Hold on.
and goes around. There's actually a way to loop around, and this is what it looks like. You can go
I'm on the wrong middle monitor.
and
Hold
make
on.
it back out, and this is
There we go.
on the map. You can see where the car would go. And I think he about 50 seconds is when it got back there, past number 1. I believe this is the white Elantra right here. And as you can see,
Mhm.
the turn
So there goes the white Elantra, but check it out.
goes around. There's actually a way to loop around, and this is what it looks like. You can go through and make it back out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have the video
On the map, you
playing.
can see where the car would go.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the part that I've been doing lately for the people that are just watching right here. All right, so here it goes, everybody. At 3:31, look how clear this shot is. Does everybody agree that this is like ridiculously clear video for? I mean, this is going to be a full video, and it's probably even clearer than this, since this is a screenshot that applies a codec to it. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous. They're going to be able to see that it doesn't have a front license plate on it. I bet you. Yeah, that's going to show that. So here it happens at 3:31. This is actually from 2 hours, 1.5 hours prior to the vehicle showing up on the screen. So it looked just like this, dark at night and everything. So the vehicle comes down like this, and then it turns down this road, if you can see my mouse pointer, and it goes by the camera right there at around 3:31. And then, right after it does that, the camera at 1330 Linda Lane catches it, continuing its route, and it's going to go around like this, out this direction. Maybe it sits here for 2 or 3 minutes watching, but their lights are still on. Then it drives away. It comes around like this, all the way around, then back around, it does a loop, then it enters the area again at like 3:36 up here, and then it comes around, and then we'll see right here at around 3:37, the white Elantra turn left, come back like this, and then above, using the other camera, you'll see it come back around like this. That's number 2, and then it does this whole thing again, comes back around. But then on the third loop, though, it takes a little bit longer. So it's possible on that one that he drove like this, took a right here, and then maybe did go by that Exxon gas station over here, and then drive back, and then right around 3:56 or so, you'll see the white Elantra coming down like this, turning, and driving by here. You should also be able to see the DoorDash driver coming into the screen, just before that or after that. We don't know exactly. They just said around 4 o'clock. Thank you, Simply Me. Huh? What do you mean? Please not a troll. What happened? Oh, is that what that is? That's too bad. Hold on, let me see. No? It was gifted. No, that was just somebody gifted a membership. They've been around since 2011. So anyways, at 3:56, you're going to see the white launcher coming here, and you know, it's sort of interesting. Let's just pretend that the DoorDash driver got there right at 4 o'clock. Okay, so right here, it's 3:56. You're going to see a car coming like this, the white launcher again, with no front license plate. And then you're going to see on this camera the vehicle make that same loop. Perhaps it waited here for a few minutes. This time it does that shorter loop again, because at 4:04 it enters the area here. Now in the meantime, so when this car was here at 3:57-ish right here, and let's say it waited a minute or two, when it left, that DoorDash driver could have actually been pulling in. And then he leaves for 8 minutes, comes back, and when he comes back for the fourth and final time, you're going to see on that camera, just remember what I'm saying right here, because this is exactly what you're going to see on that camera at some point. And then at 4:04, it enters the area like this, comes down, and you're going to see on this camera right here, the vehicle coming at, it's going to turn and drive right by. And then you're going to see it drive back here on this camera again, except this time, on the fourth initial attempt at pass number 4, it comes through and it actually does a 3-point turn back here. That's not mentioned that it did a 3-point turn there. It just says it turned around. So it comes in, pulls this way, backs up, goes this way. Apparently right here it tried to turn around or, you know, try to park. Now it makes you wonder if there's another camera that we're not aware about at this point. But right now, this is what we're going to see on this camera. You're going to see the white Elantra drive like this, just like you would see it as it was leaving on all the other passes. But this time, so all the other passes, 1, 2, and 3, you'd see it go like this and take a right and come out of the area. And then 8 minutes later on pass number 1 and 2, and then 16 minutes later on pass number 3, they all show it leaving like this and then coming back each time. So on this pass number 4, after it turned around at back here, after it turned around right back here, I just showed you guys, you've seen it on the camera. It comes back here, does a 3-point turn, comes around, tries to turn around or park right here, but it didn't do it. So then what you'll see at this point is the white Elantra come over here and then probably pulls in like this, backs up this way, and then you'll see it does a 3-point turn and it'll go right by the camera again. And then once it goes by the camera again, it's picked up by the 1330 Linda Lane camera as it comes around, and then it loops up here, and then it parks its car at 4:08. Okay? So this is how precise this is going to be. At 4:08, the white Elantra with no front license plate is going to park right here, somewhere inside of this red outline here. Okay? Because it doesn't leave. And then at 4:20, it's leaving at a high rate of speed. So that means this car that did all those loops was in this area right here for 12 minutes while the four individuals were being murdered, right? And he leaves at a high rate of speed. And what you're going to see, again, is on this camera, it's going to zip by and quickly turn and go out. Now, the fourth loop was way quicker than the first 3. So this guy, he was in a hurry to get back to that house. Once he saw that it was open, you know, oh my God, the lights are off. I saw it was off the last time, and I wait a few more minutes, came back, and then he was in a hurry. And you're going to see it leave right there at 4:20, and that's it. Now it's possible, I think, you might be able to see up here, if that's that Willanta Drive right there, you might be able to see that the lights, and then lights up here, depending on how much, I didn't even think about that, but I know that Willanta Drive goes back right up here, and it's possible that you can see lights up here as it's driving by, so they know it went on Willanta Drive. That would be really fascinating to check that out. All right, guys, wasn't that amazing? Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Yeah. And this is the band field right here. That little incident that they had there was like right around in this area-ish. And you could hear the same horn honks on an earlier hour of this camera, which absolutely validated it for me. I mean, I always thought it was real, but that one just nailed it, where you go, okay, boom. You think some psycho is going to make a fake video and look for an hour earlier and find a little horn honk that hope to God somebody finds the... And somebody else is the one that found it. I don't know who that was, but they said, hey, listen to that horn honk. And it was pretty good. So, see, what I am is I think logically, and I collate information. So, like, when there's information that I see and I realize that it's logical, I'll incorporate it into the overall theory, right? And then... and then I start putting it together and it makes sense, right? That's how I do it. I think that's the better way to do it, actually. I don't incorporate things that are dumb, you know, like, I don't think that's he was in the car, Gray. I don't think the person in that vehicle has anything to do with the crime. It was okay, let me guess. There was a lost DoorDash driver. He finally, after driving around the residence 4 times, he finally realized, oh, this is it right here. Holy crap. And boy, was that burger soggy at that point. Yeah, they were hoping for that DoorDash at 3:30, right? But it didn't get there till 4:08. Oh, and let's see, they didn't tip him for having a late delivery, and that was enough for him to go into rage. He just happened to have wearing all black and a face mask and everything like that. Oh, and bushy eyebrows. Don't forget that part. Thanks, Jim Long. That would be a good name for a band, wouldn't it? Okay, do you guys mind if we just switch topics for a bit or something? I don't really have any more. I can't convince people who are, like, their brains don't work very well, you know? And when people go, they just have a different opinion. No, it's not. It's more than that. It's believing in something fanciful. If you told me you believe in aliens, I actually would respect that, because I think there is life out in the universe somewhere. Okay, I think that's a better chance at some of the theories that these people. Thanks. Lead with love.
Lizard Eye would be a good name for a band.
Yeah. So would Lead for Love. Wouldn't that make a great band name? Hey, Allah, hey, Allah. Yeah. So for those of you who are out there who still think that Bryan Kohberger is a cyborg, or that he's got some, the police department has a vendetta against him, or are trying to protect their beloved ex-CIA agent, there's a place for you, okay? Just calm down a little bit. Calm down. And embrace logic and reason for a few minutes. I know. Listen, I know. It's not as entertaining, and it's not as exciting, but it sure as hell feels a lot better than looking like an absolute lunatic when all the facts are put out there. You know what I'm saying? So, I think it's in the long run, it's better for you. Yeah, and by the way, if you believe all those things, I don't really hate you or think you're really, really dumb. I just think your opinion on that is idiotic. Okay, there's no chance at all, zero, that the person driving the vehicle around all those laps, parking it in the exact time that the 4 were killed has nothing to do with the murders. Okay? Zero chance of that. Well, he came to pick somebody up that was already there, Gray. You know, we saw the guy running through the parking lot, right, Gray? Okay, well, then how come that guy got into another car? You dummy? Why was Kohberger even there if the other guy had a car already? Well, that's a good point, Gray. Didn't really think of that, but it sure made a better story when we had this guy running. Come on, can I get a boom? I mean, really? Give me a break, everybody. I'm just waiting for the... Yeah, wouldn't that be good? Bama forever? Yeah. I would hate for him to be let off the hook and then go on to something even worse. Yeah. Okay. I only got one boom, Paulette. I wasn't as good as Cindy, I guess. There's something I didn't know until you pointed out. There was a medium-sized dog in the house. No, we couldn't hear it. People claim they hear a dog barking, but on the 1330 Linda Lane camera, but you just don't hear it. Think about it again, everybody. People say that Kohberger's there. You know, he gave somebody a ride and he dropped him off. Okay? He dropped him off to do the killing and then he was picking him up and driving him home. But then how come the guy that was running through the parking lot went and got in to a vehicle? How come? That one just magically got beamed there by a spaceship from Alpha Centauri? Yeah, we're not sure at this point. Right, we're not sure. Actually, you know what I need to do, everybody, is make a sarcastic, sort of humorous video. I mean, I don't know if that's shitty to do or like it's not really. It's more just sort of picking on the crazy theories, but just sort of just. That could be pretty funny. Hung up on the naked guy. What's that one? But why do you suspect that, Shelly Babes? Because you want it to be that way? I mean, what evidence do you have that he worked with somebody else? I mean, just anything. Just give me a shred of something. Every single time he was pulled over, he was by himself. He's the guy in the school that was kicked out because of his behavior. He's the guy that went to bars and was kicked out of the bars and his name was on a list. Okay, so give me one piece of evidence other than him saying, is there somebody else you arrested or whatever the hell it was? That's not evidence of any kind. But we've already gone through it, Shelly Babes. We've already gone through that. Let's do it again, everybody. Let's do it again. Okay, here we go. So he gets to the car there at 4:08, right? Hold on. You there? I can't find my little timer, but here's what we're going to do, everybody. I think the murders happened in 6 minutes. Right? I think he got there at 4:08, pulled in, got into the house by like 4:09, 4:10, and then exited the house at 4:17. So maybe 7 minutes, and that's it. All right, so here we go. What we're going to do right now is sit here and go over a, let's see. where do I have this? I'm going to do 10-minute timer. All right, so here we go. This is Adam Eshborn's 10-minute timer. Okay, so we're not even gonna do that. We're gonna put it on 7 minutes left. Okay, so he got there at 4:10, and we're just gonna look at that damn thing. So right now he's parked his car. You know, he's getting his shit together. You know, trying to get out of that car. Now he's, you know, shuts the door quietly, starts making his way down the hill there. You know, he's going down the little hill, crunching. Let's just give it a whole bunch of extra time. Crunching. Still walking down the hill. Hell, you get to do it way quicker than this. Still going down the hill. Yep. It's Yep, he's still going down. Let's just say he's just still going down the hill. Oh my God, he's taking freaking forever. Now he finally makes it to the sliding glass door. Then he opens it slowly and quietly. He then walks down the hall. Really small hallways. Really small house, actually. Especially if you eliminate the bottom floor. It's tiny. Then he walks down the hall. Now he can go, he's heading up the stairs because the kitchen's really a short distance. He goes up the stairs. He's going up the stairs. Now he's at the middle landing. Takes a right. He goes up to the top of the stairs. And now he looks and he opens up Kaylee's room, but she's not in there. He sees the dog in there and he shuts it again. So then he looks to his right. And he realized that must be Madison's room. So he goes over there, and he opens the door, and they're there. They're in the bed and everything. And he immediately starts attacking them. Okay? So let's just... Attacks like this can take very little time. But let's give it a lot of time. Here we go. So we're at 5. Let's just wait till 4 minutes. Let's make it a whole minute. I mean, look how long a minute is for this attack right here. Just do it. No, this isn't slow-mo. This is literally... I'm trying to make this as slow as possible so people realize that this is a ton of time. Everyone pretends that 6 minutes is so fast, and it's not. I think Kohberger could have done this in 3 or 4 minutes if he wanted to. Okay? If things didn't get in the way. So, he's in the room and he's attacking with the knife, He's likely already, right at this point, killed them. Okay? But we're going to add another 25 seconds. Look how long this is taking. Just picture somebody much bigger swinging the knife around. And that's what he's doing. He was absolutely angry. All right. So then at the 4-minute mark, we've already taken up 3 minutes because I've absolutely slowed this down dramatically of how much time it would really take. So now he's exiting Madison's room. He doesn't need to open up Kaylee's room again because he's already shut it and he knows just the dog's in there. So then he goes to the stairs and starts walking down the stairs. And maybe this is the point where Xana is out, say, hey, there's somebody here. But he heard that. And then he goes towards her and sort of tracks them down and then runs into Ethan, attacks him first, and then Xana gets kind of nervous and goes back into the room. So he's still attacking Ethan, and he ends up... So let's just give Ethan 10 more seconds, right? Because he seems like he surprised him and got him. So let's just go 10 more seconds here. See how long this is? This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. I just said that, Dan. Just let me get through the way I want to do it, not the way you want to do it. All right, so right here, Ethan's dead. Okay? Then he goes into... Xana's in the room, probably curled up, and he just immediately goes over to her and starts stabbing her, right? So let's just say 15 seconds for that. We're going to go to 2:30 here, right? So this is a long time. Just picture in real life somebody. It's way quicker than this. So right about now he's done with that, and then if he did think of the knife sheath, this is where I have a knife sheath theory that he left it there on accident. And then he goes, oh crap, my knife sheath. Then he runs back up the stairs. So this is adding way extra time here. I mean, so he runs up the stairs and looks around, but he doesn't see it because it's underneath the quilt, right? So he's going up the stairs. He's now up into the room at this point. He's looking, can't see it. He's like, shit, where is it? Then he goes down the stairs, and when he goes downstairs, he hears moaning and, the whimpering sound. So he goes back in, and Xana isn't dead yet. So he says, hey, I'm here to help you. Then he goes in there and he finishes her off, stabs her a whole bunch more times. And then it makes a lot of noise. Then he walks into the living room, takes a right, goes right past Dylan Mortensen with their door just slightly ajar, seeing him. Takes a right, goes into the kitchen, and then goes out the front door. Okay, so this is all. I mean, look how this stuff. Look how I'm slowing it down. There's way extra time I'm giving it here. Then he goes out the front door, and now he's sort of making his way up the hill, and he gets to his car. Now this is where he probably rips off his, and this only makes it so we're at 4:17, by the way, everybody. So he goes up there, and he has like 3 minutes to make sure that he doesn't transfer a lot of blood into that vehicle. So he likely pulls out a bag and takes off, he's wearing his gloves. So he uses his gloves to pull off all the items he has on, and he sort of pulls them down, and he steps out, puts all of that into a bag, and he minimizes it completely. Then he puts that in a bag, gets in the car with maybe a whole other set of clothing that he had sitting there. And we still got 3 minutes, you guys, from right now until when he's driving away at a high rate of speed. So can everybody see now how it's easy to do this in that short amount of time if people are sleeping? I mean, we're not even at the 7 minutes. That's when that clicks off. And that makes it 4:17, and it speeds away at 4:20 at a high rate of speed. Hello? Do you get it? Uh-oh. That scared me. That kind of scared me a little bit. Felt like there was a siren or something. That was pretty funny. Yeah. So pay attention to what I'm trying to get you to see here instead of having these random side conversations that are absolutely unrelated to it. Just focus in your mind, visualizing how it would be, and there you go. It's easy to get it done in that amount of time. It could have been way faster. I think 4 minutes is a bit slow even. If you just stare at a clock. Okay, so whoever that was earlier that was like, yeah, I think there might have been another person because it's just too fast. I hope that you just saw it. Because that was Shelley Babes, right? Can you see what I'm saying here? There is no evidence at all there was another person. Zero. But people want it to be another person because it makes it more interesting. Mm-hmm. I really feel like it was someone who knew that. Well, because it was Bryan Kohberger, though, the bear. It wasn't some other person. It was Bryan Kohberger, so. All right, I'm going to say it again. And by the way, it's good to see you, Lillian, in here. I'm going to say it again, everybody. Listen to this. I know. Look at. I have an advantage over the crazy people. You know what it is? Bryan Kohberger was arrested for the murders of all 4 of those students. I know, that's weird that I'm defending that side. It's so strange to be able to have these things. Isn't that weird? It's crazy. Hold on. I know. Yeah, I mean, don't you think that's a little strange that everybody's trying to find all these alternative things that are absolutely ludicrous and not even close to as reasonable or logical as the truth that Bryan Kohberger killed them? They're just looking for anything to make it stick somehow. But how about this one today? We'll do this one. I mean, let me ask you this. Why are people looking at the body camera footage again? The one where the cops showed up for the noise complaint. What is there to get from it again to dig through that thing? Well, maybe Kohberger's in the back. Well, wouldn't you have seen it already? Yeah. Yep, I'm reaching. It's madness, complete madness. It's still going on. Oh, with the Kylie Rodney? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of really nutty people out there. Well, here's the thing about the Kylie Rodney case, is that all I know for certain is that she was in the vehicle when it went off the little jetty there, whatever you want to call it, and it went in there, absolutely proven exactly the time her phone went dead, and absolutely is her vehicle going in there, and she's in it. Now, if you want to claim somebody was in it and pushed it out and dove out, I can't see it. You know, I don't see it happening. The only evidence we have is that she was in the car alone, drunk, and it went in there. No, I wasn't. I've done it before on here, Shelly Babes. But I thought it'd be a good exercise again to do again. I wasn't like when people get so stuck on that part. You know, it always makes me go, God, we've already done this part where we went over the fact that the 5-6 minutes is a hell of a long time if you just stare at a clock. And especially when you visualize it, it's really a small house. The area on I call it 2A and 2B and then 3 is small. It doesn't take a long time to move around in there. Yeah, cool. All right. Shoot. Do you guys want to watch some of the Shanna Gardner body camera? Do you guys get to see that at all? Any of you guys, when she was arrested? Would you be interested in that? Before I do that, though, let's do the Rachel Morin here. It's a public not safe until Rachel Morin murder suspect in custody. Hartford County Sheriff Jeffrey Gawler is warning the public isn't safe until Rachel Morin's murder suspect is caught. It's seeming more and more like it was a random thing. But until, so that makes him like a serial killer-ish possibility, right? But until we have him behind bars, we can't rule out other people, Gaylor said during an appearance Friday on Elizabeth Vargas Reports. A $10,000 reward for information that leads to the conviction of Morin's killer has been announced. Morin, a 37-year-old mother of 5 from Maryland, was last seen August 5th when she went for a walk on a nature trail in Bel Air. Her boyfriend later reported her missing when Morin's car was found at the entrance of the Ma Pa Trail. So she just went there and some random killer, I mean, that's just crazy. That guy that you're seeing right here is the killer, by the way. I mean, there's people that haven't seen this yet, but like if you're just looking at this shot right there, we played this the other day. That guy right there, he is the killer. Okay, his DNA from this crime back in California was found at the scene of Rachel Morin. So it's not like it's not a confusing thing. That is the killer there. They just don't know who that is. Authorities do not have a name of the suspect, but have said it's a Hispanic male in his 20s, standing 5'9" and weighing 160 pounds. Galler said it's most likely that the suspect had other criminal offenses. And by the way, if you're just getting here, if you'd like to help support the Gray Hughes Investigates channel, one of these days we'll be getting the Chloe notebooks again. I'm waiting for my office to get finished. It's almost finished. Next week will be a big week. But if you'd like to help support the channel, that'd be awesome. We have, at the end of this month, which is in 6 days, some big things. We're going to send another $3,000 for identification of an infant. And then, just the other things that we give money to. And it also supports my channel, which, I put a lot of work in and spend a lot of hours. I'm really frustrated, by the way, with the video that I just put out. I mean, it's barely even, nobody's even seeing it at this point. So I'm not really sure what to do with that video. It's almost like I should just delete it and then re-upload it again at another date or something. It's really, to spend that many hours and to see it sort of not being viewed isn't good. Well, the one I put out earlier today, Jory. The one that everybody should have watched already and shared somewhere. Well, I should, though, because maybe it'll get lucky on a new upload. So, anyways, if you'd like to help support the channel, that'd be great. I really appreciate it. I try to donate over 50% of the net revenue. And, we've had 3 big ones tonight, but other than that, not really. Let's see. Oh, well, you watched it. All right, cool. Yeah. Oh, that was pretty good. I think it was one of my best videos. Like a professional type, It wasn't me just rambling off the cuff, Right. I don't know what they're doing. I think people just get used to tuning in to specific places and never look elsewhere for anything. That's why you gotta... See, you guys remember when we were first covering Kohberger, how I had a really, like, a ton of viewers? And then I get convinced not to cover it, like, hey, Gray, that's not what you do, that's not what you do. And then I cover something else, and then, the channel starts tanking a little bit, like, in terms... Not tanking, but, like, I'm not getting the same number of viewers and the super chats and everything drops down. But the problem is once you haven't covered it for a few weeks and you're doing something else and you come back to it, Google or YouTube, same algorithm probably, they don't, they kind of take you out of the loop. Like you're not one of the, quote, experts anymore because you haven't continually kept covering it every single day, right? I don't think the titles help at all. I think my title is absolutely fine. It says, the video title says, Bryan Kohberger, The Damning Timeline. What do you think? I mean, how can you, that's like, wouldn't you want to look at that? It's weird. So, guess it just is what it is, right? Mm-hmm. Right. So, anyways, if you want to help the channel, that'd be great. Thanks. So anyway, let me move on to the next article here. Where is Rachel Morin's murder? Sheriff says suspect will become serial killer if not caught. Yeah, so there must be something really crazy about the crime scene. After releasing surveillance footage of a suspect believed to be involved in the death of Maryland woman Rachel Morin, authorities fear that he will attack again if not identified soon. Hartford County Sheriff Jeff Gawler tells People that the suspected attacker, who was also linked to a home invasion in Los Angeles, might have committed other violent crimes in other states. The sheriff says that if the suspect is not caught quickly, other people could be in danger. I have no doubt in my mind, if he is not apprehended, He will become a serial killer, Goller says. Wow, that's crazy. Because he will do this again. Morin, 37, was reported missing on August 5th, but her boyfriend, who said she went out for a run on the Ma Pa Trail in Bel Air, Maryland, people previously reported. The mother of 5 was found dead the next day when a volunteer who joined a search party discovered her along the trail. Goller says the connection to the Los Angeles suspect came after DNA at the scene was run through a national database. The sheriff's department had gotten many tips as a result of the press conference announcing the Los Angeles connection. Thus far, none of the tips have led to an identification. Yeah, so that's this guy right here is the one that killed her. It was kind of an odd exchange at the house there, you know. That's a full video when somebody else shuts the door. I think she was just really smart and convinced him that she liked him, and then he left. So, anyways, there you go. Just a second. There's Ring doorbell camera, Plato. We've shown it. Alright, so now we're going to do the body camera footage of the Shanna Gardner
3026. They're making contact at the front door right now.
Case where her and her husband, or ex-husband, were battling, Jared Gardner, and she and her new husband set a trap by putting a tire in the road, and then another third person ambushed him. And so they're in Washington, the state of Washington right now, arresting her. In the video. Not right now, but...
Yeah, we'll have to talk to these officers and say, okay?
I'm here, Shanna. I'm outside.
Oh, they're gonna call you. Oh, yeah.
She seems about as guilty as you could. I mean, look at the way she's. I mean, nobody has a doubt. You know. She'll be able to buy really expensive attorneys, though. She'll probably make it sound like her husband was really jealous of Jared, so they just planned it without her knowledge. She had no idea. Yeah, it was just a week ago or so. Yeah, remember when she was arrested? Oh, thanks Lillian on PayPal, and also to Gary. I don't know, Gary. You mix them. I don't know if you're the same Gary or not.
Abby, you have orders on the Instagram that is managing for you. You have orders to just have Grandma help you get into. Where are your jeans, Mom? And over there.
Yeah, but she's not true crime like you told her, so. How come they were like blocking that out like that? That are one of her kids? Maybe? She probably has one of her twins with her. The twins. Those twins need to get help. You know, they've probably been brainwashed.
They let her take prescription medications with her, we don't. Or is that? Yeah, they'll let her take what she has, and then they'll order more if they have to. Yeah.
Do you want to get all the medications that are in the bathroom on the counter and in the drawer under the light sink? Okay. And then
Get what shot, Lillian? Oh, the shingles? Yeah, everyone should get the shingles.
well, the after is like a disc. You inhale the ozone powder. And it
Probably won't be a bad episode for you, Lillian, since you had the shot.
okay.
You guys smiling? I got one good smile.
There goes Blue again. I mean, she looks like a dude, man. I mean, she's look at this.
White vehicle back there.
Like right there. Look at that. Like a heavy metal rock band.
We'll go to the
Love you, honey.
passenger side. Yep.
I mean, look at that. It's weird. I mean, like rounded shoulders and everything.
Is that property?
Medicine. Good?
What do you mean, what did she allegedly do? We've covered it a million times now.
I don't know what y'all want to do with it, but most of them are prescription. So we'll follow you.
Okay. This is Shanna Gardner. She and Jared Brightigan were married for, I don't know, a while, whatever. Anyways, they had children together. And one day he dropped, and they had this massive custody with just really violent, I mean, just shitty, horrible, right? So one day they had shared custody, so he drops the kids off of there after movie night. And he drops them off at her house, and then shortly after dropping the children off at her house, he also had their 2-year-old or little young toddler in the car. And on the way back, just literally like 10 minutes later in the same neighborhood, somebody put a tire in the road. He gets out of the car to remove the tire and gets shot and executed. And immediately you know it's a hit planned by them, because they're the only people that knew that Jared was going to be there. and the only people with a motive. So it turns out that they had a third person who was the shooter. They've arrested him. Then he gave up the name of Shanna's husband. I think Rodriguez, I think is his last name. I don't remember. And then he finally ended up giving up Shanna's name, obviously. And now they've all been arrested for conspiracy and murder of Jared Brightigan. All right? I don't know, it's like 2 years ago.
Over.
We've covered it on here a million times. I was just on Court TV explaining this part. I mean, the part that I just explained to you. There's surveillance footage, all kinds of shit.
The detective was saying going to the PD, we do have interview rooms.
Perfect.
Within the PD, so we could take her over there.
That's, yeah.
Pull her out.
Yeah, if you want to bring her there, and then we'll follow behind you and we'll go in.
Okay.
Okay.
So, just a heads up, I don't know if the jail is going to take anything not in the bottle. Okay. Otherwise, it looks like everything else is good to go.
I'll leave y'all up to whatever you guys decide.
We could try, but I think the jail will probably say no to that.
That's fine.
Could be like Alex Cox in the back. Maybe you could hear some stuff. I don't know. Why not, Peter? Why not? Maybe they had more tactical people there. Well, why does that matter to you guys? You guys get so interested in things that are just like, yeah. They arrested her for conspiracy to commit murder. Maybe she had firearms at the house. Ooh, it's so interesting, Tumbleweed. Ooh. Wow. Alcohol, tobacco, firearms. They're police too, though. I mean, they're like, officers. And you can call them in for backup on stuff if you want to. Yeah, maybe she had weapons, sure. Maybe that's why. Or maybe, or she could have weapons, so they brought them in just in case, right? You never know. You never know. You never know, Peter. Huh? You never know. Well, one thing I do know is I like saying, Peter, Is this the guy that worked for Microsoft? No, this is the wife of the guy that worked for Microsoft. You know, I find is sad, you guys. This case right here is way more interesting than a lot of cases that people talk about. And look at all the people that show up on these shows and have no idea, even though we have covered it here at least 6 or 7 times on this channel, and 2 or 3 times recently. But when they look at the title and they see Jared Bright again, oh no, I'm looking for a Kohberger show. You know, who's doing the late night Kohberger, you know? Yeah, she should easily lift the camera.
I think my cage camera's not working. So I have to get my body cam on.
Can I open it?
I mean, it's in terms of it being a mystery, though. It's never been a mystery. This case, you know, so people like mysteries. But Kohberger's case isn't a mystery either. People turned it into a mystery, but it's one of the most cut and dry cases I've ever seen in my life. Kohberger is toast. Okay, there isn't anything weird or like, ooh, I don't know, man, I don't know.
Body cam will be turned off in the back lot of the PD where cameras are in view.
Yeah. All right, so there's that one. I think there's a little part of another. This one right here. There's no audio? Oh.
Dude, we're gonna bring you inside real quick. Get you out of the warm car, right?
Hold on a minute, I got some squats to do.
Step out for me.
Let me ask you something, sir. Do you got a shot putting ring here? Or a hammer thrower ring?
We're gonna go through these doors over here. And then there's gonna be a hallway to your left there. Have you take a left there for me. And we'll go down to this last door here on the left. Have you stand there for me.
I can beat that. I can beat that.
Take a seat over here. And what I'll do, actually, if you want to face the wall for me.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that guy. I mean, guy. I mean, look at that.
Look at that right there. What I'll do is I don't want to keep you in these cuffs for a long time. I know they kind of hurt. So what I'll do is I'll take one.
Put a few more plates on that one for me. If you saw that picture right there, let me ask you this. Is there anybody who doesn't think that this is a dude right here? If you were just looking at that picture.
Hand out, and I'm just going to attach it to the railing right there, all right?
As fast as lightning and the gun. It looked like a heavy metal person, you know? You probably could, man, forever.
If you want to take that hand, place the top of your head for me. And if you want to step to your left or turn the other way, I'll have you take a seat.
This one?
Turn the other way for me. All right. And then if you want to take a seat for me. No, you're okay. I'm just going to scoot you a little bit. There you go.
I mean, she's probably a weightlifter or something for sure.
And then the other officers will be in here shortly. Right?
Yeah, that was the one. This is the one I was looking at before. When I saw that, I was like, "Wow, okay, that, you know." Where was that? Right there.
You know, I guess it doesn't really matter. I was going to say pulling up the camera footage, but I can just stand here, so.
You want the chair?
I'm good.
Different than what? She's always looked like that. Maybe a baby Zozo? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, so that's it. All right, well, that's it for the update on that case. So there was the beautiful arrest of Shanna Gardner Fernandez, maybe? And what do we got next? Gray, you can't tell me what I like or what I don't like. If I want to watch Kohberger 24/7, I get to. You're damn right. You're damn right. I agree with you. Okay. So guess what we have now, everybody? A random cold case. I'm just going to go through it, and that'll be it. Here we go with the Shawnee Forgus, SHAWNNA, unsolved homicide victim. Almost no coverage at all after originally being covered. Blue, blue, blue. You have to give him another pill later. No, I wasn't talking to you at all, KK. I didn't even know you were here. Hey, good to see you again. Let's see. Oh, you mean about the Kohberger? Yeah. People like you. Yeah, that's all you're interested in. Yeah, 24 hours, just people staring. 9 people on a panel, blabbing away about the same thing, 24/7. Yeah, exactly. All right, Valpo woman 22 found dead in home. This is 2012, Valparaiso, Indiana. I think I need to go get blue something now. So hold on a second. I got him his pills or whatever that makes him feel better. Might take a while to kick in. Hey, good night. Good night, Bama Forever, and thank you very much for the double cat eye. Appreciate it. No, not yet. I have to get him x-rayed to see what's going on. I asked about that. Alright, anyways. Let me get to this story here. And one last time, everybody. If you'd like to help support the Grant Hughes Investigates YouTube channel, I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let's see. No. Okay, so this one is Shanna Forgus. Foul play is suspected in the death of a 22-year-old woman who was found Tuesday morning in her home. Shanna Forgus was pronounced dead about 3:15 p.m., Porter County Coroner Chuck Harris said. Thanks, Just Junie. Well, thanks. Well, that's a nice thing to say. Some people are like, what? But anyways, thanks. That's a nice thing. A nice comment was made. Can you believe that?
For being an amazing dog daddy, dog, and being a great dad, and awesome person, Gray. Much love, heart, to you.
You actually went on that panel? That's a good thing. Jesus. Yeah, those people don't care, though. They just want to blab and talk and talk and talk. But thanks anyways. I can't believe you went on the panel, though. That's sad. That's getting too involved. Yeah, he just sort of, like his heart's enlarged, so it presses on his trachea a little bit. More than it used to. I mean, I've always heard that cough. I didn't really think much of it, like. Yeah, so anyways. Shawnee Forgus was pronounced dead about 3:15 p.m., Porter County Coroner Chuck Harris said. Shortly before 9:15 a.m., officers were called to a home in the I think I have this house. Yeah, right here. Yep, that's it. So that's the only house listed or the only one in this area on been verified. So Shanna Forgus was pronounced dead at 3:15 p.m. Shortly before 9:15 a.m., officers were called to a home. So she lived for a while then, I guess. Were called to a home in the 400 block of Courtney Street for a woman who wasn't breathing, Valparaiso police said. Police and medics arrived and found Forgus dead in the house. Oh, okay, so then why was she pronounced dead so late? I guess just took that long. Just north of US 30 off Axe Avenue, Valparaiso Police Sergeant Mike Grain said she suffered trauma to her head, Harris said. Police said foul play is suspected. Right here. Is this it? Yeah. Yeah, that's her. An autopsy might be performed today in Indianapolis, Harris said. Sean Forgus, Shauna's brother, and a group of about 10 friends stood outside the home, consoling each other and waiting for his sister's body to be taken from the home and placed in a coroner's van. Anthony Davis said Shanna Forgus had lived in the house for about the past 6 years with her parents, siblings, and her 2 young children. Well, where were the rest of them? She's like my little sister, Davis said. She was outgoing and friendly person. Davis said Forgus was enrolled in a Maryville college studying to become a medical assistant and recently showed him her report card, full of A's and B's. She was proud of herself, he said. She just started getting herself back on track. Police were investigating the death late Tuesday and didn't comment further. Let me go back to A1. Blue's going to keep making that sound. He's no different than he... But he just has to let the medicine kick in a little bit. So let's see if that's the exact... I mean, it should look exactly the same if there's a street view there. Yeah, and there it is. That house right there. Not the greatest. Doesn't look like the greatest neighborhood in the world. But that's the house. And this one says, a 22-year-old woman found dead in her family home Tuesday morning, likely was beaten and strangled. Porter County Coroner Chuck Harris said an autopsy conducted Thursday morning in Indianapolis found indications of strangulation along with obvious trauma to Shanna Forgus' neck and face. Harris said an official cause of death has not been determined. He said further testing on tissue samples collected from the woman will be conducted in the coming weeks and could provide additional information. Valparaiso police were called Tuesday morning to Forgus' home in the 400 block of Courtney Street after relatives awoke to find she was not breathing. Wow. So this is like in the middle of the night. Police and medics found Forgus dead in the house just north of US 30. So everyone's still asleep, so it was quiet when somebody, the way they killed her. Friends and family said Forgus was the mother of 2 young children and students at Everest College studying to be a medical assistant. Sergeant Mike Grennis, public information officer with the Valparaiso Police Department, said Tuesday the investigation into the woman's death is ongoing. Stepfather arrested in woman slaying. So now they've made an arrest here. It says, the stepfather of a woman found dead Tuesday in the family home has been arrested in connection with her homicide, police announced Saturday. Alan Warnes, 55, is being held at the Porter County Jail. Now I saw some headlines looking at the... This is kind of weird. Porter County Jail, Mike Rennis, public information officer with the Valparaiso Police Department, said the formal murder charges will be filed Monday through the Porter County Prosecutor's Office. Let me move this. Let me get my face out of here again. Make it smaller and make this bigger, I guess. I'm still in the way. Maybe if I go over here. I don't even know where to go. Right there, maybe? Or yeah. Right there. Screw it. Warren's 22-year-old stepdaughter, Warren's 22-year-old stepdaughter, Shanna Forgus, was found dead in her house just north of US 30 off Axe Avenue. Porter County Coroner Chuck Harris said an autopsy found that she likely was beaten and strangled. Friends and family said Forgus was the mother of 2 children and a student at Everest College. She was a really good friend. Blomquist said Shauna's close friends knew of her stepdaughter's arrest as word quickly spread about 12 hours before police released that information publicly. She said they were suspicious of the stepfather as he and Shanna did not get along. But it's obvious, but it's absolutely horrible, she said. I can't believe someone would do that to her. Amy Walker of Valparaiso said she had talked to her friends on the phone at midnight. 9 hours later, she heard Shanna had been found dead. Anyone who ever met Shanna liked Shanna, she said. I can't think of one person who met her and didn't like her. I need that music playing. There you go. Shanna had been beaten and addiction. Let's see. Shanna had beaten an addiction and was getting her life on track, Walker said. She and her children were living with her mother and stepfather. Shanna recently had been showing her friends the A's and B's she'd received in her medical assistant courses. She was so proud of herself, Walker said. She just wanted to better her life and her kids and get away, they said. Police continue to investigate the case. Anyone with information is asked to call the Valparaiso Police Department. And right here, man charged in slaying a northern Indiana man has been charged with the murder of his 23-year-old stepdaughter's killing, or charged with his stepdaughter's killing. This second. Ding, 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 ding. And there we go. What's going on that? What are you doing in that video? Are you laughing, kitty, in that thing? Let's see. Court documents say Warrens told officers he heard... Okay, the Times of Munster reported that Alan Warrens, that's the stepfather, of Valparaiso, was formally charged Monday in Shanna Forgus's February 21st death. He's been... This is February 21st, 2012. Which is, you know... It's sort of similar outside as like in the Delphi case, you know, so it's the same state, so same time of year as that one. Court documents say Warrens told officers he heard a door close early on February 21st and heard footsteps on the second floor where Forgus lived. He said that after his wife began yelling for him, he found Forgus dead on a mattress in her room. An affidavit filed with the charges says Warren's wife told police Warren was upset with Forgus because he thought she had skipped college classes February 20th, but that day was President's Day holiday and no classes were scheduled. That doesn't sound like the strongest motive in the world. And then it says bond sought for stepfather in Valparaiso homicide case. A May 17th hearing has been scheduled on a request for bond from a 55-year-old man accused of killing his stepdaughter in February. Maryville attorney Scott King, representing Alan Warrens, argues in the petition for the hearing that there is neither strong proof of his client's guilt nor a strong presumption against bond. The hearing will be held at 9 a.m. before Porter Superior Judge Bill Alexa. Alright, so they had that, looking for bond, and then the very next article says... What's that one? Gunman killed himself. This one says, bond... A Valparaiso man charged with murdering his 22-year-old stepdaughter was granted a $100,000 cash bond Tuesday. Porter Superior Court Judge Bill Alexa granted the defense request for Alan Warrens after listening to 2 days of testimony this month. The request came after attorney Scott King challenged a decision by police to stop investigating victim Shanna Forgus' new boyfriend. Oh, interesting. The boyfriend admitted to being involved sexually with Forgus, using drugs with her and visiting her in the middle of the night just a few days before her death, Valparaiso Detective Jeff Ballin said Tuesday. Yet the man had an alibi as to his whereabouts at the time of the February 21st crime. An investigation revealed his cell phone was not near the house. There are also no indications he had any sort of disagreement with Forgus. Yeah, and it's also like it's not as common with boyfriend girlfriend. You know, if there's a, I mean, it does happen. All you got to go on that is that. Let's see. All you got to go on that is what the boyfriend tells you, right? King said, Forgus, a mother of two, found dead at her family Courtney Street home, lying on a mattress, placed on the floor with obvious trauma to her face, head, neck area. Warrens, who was 55 at the time of the killing, denied his wife's accusations. He was upset with Forgus. Court documents state. He said the only way he could have been upstairs the night his stepdaughter was killed was if he were sleepwalking, documents state. Balance said Forgus's mother, Rebecca Warrens, claimed she saw the boyfriend's car leaving the house on the morning of that her daughter was found dead. Really? Warrens testified Tuesday she did not remember much of what she told police. She said she sent a one-legged, legally blind resident of the house to the second floor to check on her daughter because she's afraid of heights. I don't go upstairs, Rebecca Warren said. I get dizzy. I don't go in an airplane either. Kimberly Coates, a 14... Really? Is that really that big of a... I mean, I guess it has a... Kimberly Coates, a 14-year-old half-sister of Forgus, testified she saw her sister's body that morning with a swollen belly and with what she thought was vomit in her bed. I didn't think anything of it, she said, adding she thought her sister may have been drinking. She said she heard Shanna Forgus and Alan Warrens arguing the day before her sister was found dead, but recanted a claim the argument continued when he returned home from work that night. She said she felt pressured by police to make the later claim. Let's see. She said she heard Shanna Forgus and Alan Warrens arguing that night before her sister was found dead, but recanted a claim the argument continued when he returned home from work that night. So that was earlier, and when he came home, there was just, the Thanksgiving dinner, right? She said she felt pressured by police to make the later claim. Then we move on to basically the last article. Charges dropped against stepfather. Makes sense. A murder charge was dismissed Thursday against Valparaiso man accused of killing his stepdaughter February 21st in the family Courtney Street home. The Porter County Prosecutor's Office said the move was taken because 3 individuals who initially gave statements implicating Alan Warrens in the murder of 22-year-old Shawnee Forgus later recanted. So those are family members. Those are the witnesses. But it almost seems like they use their statements like they just absolutely exaggerated the meaning of what they were saying. I mean, who cares if you're arguing about, missing a class or something? You know what I mean? That doesn't implicate anybody. But maybe there was other stuff that we're not seeing. But you can also see family members rallying together and saying, oh, we're denying we said that. No physical or forensic evidence has developed to counter the recantation of the witnesses, according to the motion to dismiss filed by Chief Deputy Prosecutor Matt Frost. Recent attempts by the Valparaiso Police Department to gain the cooperation of the witnesses have been futile. The motion to dismiss was granted by Porter Superior Court Judge Bill Alexa, and Warrens was to be released later that day from the Porter County Jail. Defense attorney Scott King, who represents Warrens, applauded prosecutors. At the end of the day, I don't think it's a commentary on the quality of the investigation. King said there was not enough evidence to prove the case against Warrens. There is also a potential of another suspect, he said. King questioned during a hearing in May why police stopped investigating Forgus's new boyfriend, who admitted, God, I wonder what his name is. I'd like to see what's happened since then. New boyfriend who admitted to being involved sexually with Forgus, using drugs with her, and visiting her in the middle of the night just a few days before her death. Forgus, a mother of two, was found lying dead on a mattress, placed on the floor with obvious trauma to her face, head, and neck. Warnes, who was 55 at the time of the killing, denied his wife's accusations. He was upset with Forgus, court documents state. He said the only way he could have been upstairs the night his stepdaughter was killed was if he were sleepwalking. Forgus's mother, Rebecca Warnes, who was among those to recant their statement, said she saw the boyfriend's car leaving the house on the morning her daughter was found. So she not only, it sounds like they're covering, in a way, it feels like they're covering up for Warnes. Because now, not only does the mother say that, I'm recanting what I told you, and now I'm saying that I saw her boyfriend there. Come on. Warnes testified during a bond hearing in May. Okay, Kimberly Coates. Wait, hold on. Forgus's mother, Rebecca Warnes, who was among those to recant their statements, said she saw the boyfriend's car leaving the house on the morning of her daughter, morning her daughter was found dead. I guess it's possible, but it's weird that you sort of add that in to now sort of push the investigation towards somebody else. Warnes testified during a bond hearing in May. She did not remember much of what she told police. She said she sent a one-legged, legally blind resident of the house to the second floor to check on her daughter because she's afraid of heights. Kimberly Coates, a 14-year-old half-sister of Forgus, who also recanted her initial statement, testified. Why did they say something originally, then they recanted? She was not alarmed when she saw her sister's body that morning with a swollen stomach and with what she thought was vomit in the bed. She said she heard Forgus and Alan Warnes arguing the day before her sister was found dead, but recanted a claim the argument continued when he returned home from work that night. She said she felt pressured by police to make the latter claim. So they could have said stuff like, so when you got home, are you sure you didn't see him arguing a little bit? A little bit? Well, maybe a little. But that's it, you guys. After that right there, it was never covered again in the paper. Can you believe that? That was it. That was 2012. You go online, you type in this lady's name, the only articles that pop up are from 2012. It's stupid. So, anyways. Yeah. They looked like they were sort of into it at first and then nothing. I wonder if they think that Warnes did it and they just quit searching. Alright, so anyways, that's it, you guys. That's it. So thank you all for being here tonight. What happened? Oh, that was me again. So, it's like Cairo showed up early on. 44 months. Why is there? Then it says American Lady and Kelly Snyder with the cat eye. Then Whiskey Boots. Georgina Stoliker. Then Bama Forever with a double cat eye. Julie Morales. RF. Caligal 3, Jill, Miranda Fredis Healy, then Lanky Tor with a double cat eye, Just a Glove with a double cat eye, then Simply Me, gifted a membership, Jim Lawn, Lead with Love, Just Junie, and I gave away 5 memberships. So not a huge number of people there, but definitely beat the goal for sure. It's one of those nights where I just sort of feel lucky, like if those 3 people hadn't shown up, we would have missed it by a good $100. So we didn't, so that's good. But you know what I'd rather have, everybody? I'd rather have it where it was like a night where 100 people were in here, and it was like $4 a piece or something, instead of getting lucky, you know. But, you know, I really appreciate the generosity on that, but sometimes it just feels like, that's where it makes you nervous, you know. You're like, ooh, what happens if, you know. Sounds about right. No, I mean, it doesn't have to be any cover charge or anything. It's just sort of like, you know, people felt like, hey, you know, Gray's doing these 3-hour shows, you know, and that's the only, we're his only income in those nightly shows. You know, maybe it would be something where, I think if you had a 3-hour dinner at a restaurant and we're, you know, that's just, I don't know. That's about the only way to look at the night shows, because there's no ad revenue, as I've explained 100,000 times. There's no ad revenue on the live streaming shows. Maybe there are if you cave into all the goofy shit saying unalived and, you know, essayed and all that crap. I'm just not going to do it. I just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who are you talking to, Jordan? An idiot. Jeez. Let's see. Yeah, that little heart thing, it messes things up. Hey, good work there, mods. Yeah, getting rid of that troll that showed up there. Anyways, thank you guys very much. I appreciate you being here tonight, and thank you all for all the support. Really, basically, what I'm saying is, you know, relying on the luck angle makes it difficult. You know. Yeah, I think he was talking about himself. Yeah. That's a way to get rid of that. I don't think there's a way to do it. I don't know how to get rid of it. It just sits there. Oh, maybe there is. I think there's a thing that you can check. Yeah, there was something that you had to... I think there is something, actually. I thought maybe I checked something at one point, because you guys kept talking about it, and I thought, wow, I want to put something on there, too. Yeah, no problem. And welcome to all the new members, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be doing the... I mean, do the day freaks want to watch, keep going with the trial in the day? I don't know, it's sort of nice having weekends where I just do the show in the evening, I think. Right? So, anyways, thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. And a 1 and a 2. And a 3 and a 4.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while.
Come on, Mod. You got to be a little quicker than
during
that.
this whole time,
Picking up
I have not seen
comments.
one person that is
From the
a
trolls.
crime dissector, flag rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector,
And I'm always gonna be a protector.
Fool deflector, interceptor. And I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temple for conjecture. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the
I think
true
that's what they're
offender.
doing, Zozo. I think what the trolls are doing
so I'll just
is
get right back to work. All right?
trying to seem normal, so just kind of have a normal conversation. But then anytime there's an opening, they go, look at that, do you see what I say? And they go back to their little groups and talk about, oh, do you see my comment in there? Listen, everybody, you can call it whatever you want to call it. You can call it, you know, what the trolls call it is like e-begging, because it's on the computer. I'm not begging for anything. I don't care. Like, here's the thing, everybody. I'm doing these shows. I have an actual job, right? But I spend a lot of hours doing this stuff right here. And the only way, a lot of times, for people to even think of or remember to do super chats is if you bring it up every so often during the show, okay? Because if you don't do it, they're just watching the show and they're going on and on and on. And we do a ton of stuff with it here. If I was like, I don't know what to explain, but we've given $163,000 from my income. All right? They always go, no, it's not your income. It's somebody else's. No, it's not. It was given to me, to my channel. And I've given $163,000 to true crime-related charities. So if you want to call it that, call it whatever the hell you want to do. I'm absolutely proud of what we've accomplished here on this channel. And however it gets done, okay? We're the ones, okay, that have funded 12 or 13 DNA cases, not the clowns who blast people for asking for super chats, okay? That's the truth of it. So I understand that some people don't have funds and whatnot, okay? I totally get it. And I don't want anybody out here, let me say it again, I don't want a soul out there to send in a nickel who doesn't have the funds, like oh man, I'm struggling to buy bread or give great. Don't send me anything, right? Also, if you want to send in a better bang for your buck for a charity, because I'm not a charity, send it straight into a charity, and you'll even get to write it off and so forth at the end of the year, okay? However, if you're somebody out there that wants to help support my channel to allow me to keep doing this every single day, and I've been doing this for 4 years now, every single night, basically, then yeah, if you want to help support my channel and know that I'll give a large chunk of money each month to charity, then great, awesome, thank you. But like I said, if you want a better bang for your buck to charity, send it right to them. Also, if you can't afford it, don't help the channel out at all, just hit the like button, do that kind of thing. Helping the channel isn't just always mean like super chats, but I word it that way because I'm talking about like the income that comes in. All right. Yeah, if the tables were turned, they wouldn't want to be picked apart like you. But of course, they won't name them. Yeah. See, the thing is with these trolls is that the stuff that they're doing, they would never do in real life to anybody. Okay. They just wouldn't do it. But they're so proud of themselves in the background. Look at me, look at me. I'm trying to get it so that nobody here's the thing. If all of a sudden I wasn't doing this anymore, the hit to the charities that I donate to would be massive because it wouldn't be made up by anybody. There isn't another channel or anybody out there on YouTube doing anything similar to what we're doing here. Okay? And that is the truth. I don't know how else to word it, but we're making a massive difference. All right? Man, these people are lunatics. Let's try to get somebody out of off of YouTube that's doing so much good because he's mean to people sometimes. Yeah, go screw yourself, man. You're just embarrassments of mankind. Jokes. All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.
Good night, everybody. You tell him, Gray. You tell him.
Oh, I did tell him.
We'll do it again.
No thanks. All right, we'll see you guys later. And thanks again. Now they do well. One of them, by the way, 8675309, which I have all the records of, promotes mass reporting. Like literally tries to get a whole bunch of people together and mass report over and over and over and over again. I have all the screenshots of every single time that they ask people to do it. Which is against YouTube bylaws. Plus, this person, works for other YouTube channels, so that's not a good look. Got to tell you. Yeah. So they try to do that, but YouTube is they're aware of it. I've actually sent them all the screenshots, like a whole PDF file that has them all cataloged, logged out, who's involved, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully, they just do the right thing. I've been trying to just do my own thing. I'm not talking about anybody or anything. I don't, it just is what it is. What would they even be able to? Nothing. But they just do it. So if enough people do it, when YouTube looks, they'll go, yeah, we didn't see anything at all. Yeah, what they say a lot of times is that I force old people to send me money. They literally say this shit, you guys. Has anybody ever had to, like I said, you better give me something? No. There's really slow nights sometimes where I go, okay, well, I think you don't have to give me anything. I mean, that's the weird part about it, man. It's some crazy shit. Crazy shit. Right, and it's like I'm not really sure where these people's brains come from. They're a little off, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I don't mind if people want to sit around and go, God, you see how rude Gray was that one last time? Cindy was so happy and she said boom. And he said, well, that doesn't deserve a boom. You just looked it up on the internet. Man, that's really mean. He should have been able to... Right? I mean, you can see that. I don't care if you want to bitch about something like that. Okay? But when you make stuff up, defamatory, provably defamatory stuff, that's where I draw the line. And that's when you start getting legal, like law enforcement and things like that involved. And attorneys and whatnot. You get what I'm saying? Because then you've crossed over and you're selling something to people that's not true. Very similar to the news outlets, like I was saying earlier in the show, right? That's just total garbage on some things. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's just kind of where I'm at here. The boom song, yeah, that was pretty good, wasn't it? Where is that one? Hold on. Where is that damn thing? I should do a show like this where it's just black and it's just a talk show, right? There's nothing on the screen for 3 hours. Where is it? I think it's over here. Here it is.
Yeah. Boom. Can I get a boom for Cindy J? Get a boom, get a boom. Get a boom for Cindy J. She needs a boom. Yeah, sing it with her now. Boom. Can I get a boom? Can I get a boom, 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 boom? Yeah. Come on, Cindy. She gets a boom. She's ain't no gloom. She ain't no doom. She's Cindy with a boom. Yeah. I think a city with a boom. City with a boom. She ain't no gloom. She ain't no doom. She's a boom. She ain't no gloom. She ain't no doom. She's a boom. Can I get a boom, everybody? Raise your hands in the air and say boom.
Yeah, come on, everybody. Everybody. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Come on, Cindy. She typed in a boom. You see that? What's this one again? Oh yeah. Tonight on Gray's Investigates. Watch as Cindy J gets 19 booms. You won't believe it when the booms happen, but boy does she jump up in the air. Now let me see something here for a second. Where is the I wanna see how's this gonna work? Oh yeah. So the Hayama thing. Okay. Yeah, right there. Is this that's that one. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Let me do Hayama for a second. Let me see it. Hayama. No, it doesn't work. This one? Yeah, that's the FX. That the wrong. Well. I'm trying to get the Hayama to have that same pitch. Oh wait, there it is. Hold on, let me try. That was awful. Wait, well, let me try it one more time. Let me try it again. Let's do the okay. I give it a try. I like this music though. There's something catchy about it. Don't you think so? Isn't that a little bit catchy there? Yeah. Anyways, we're still here, and I'm about to get off of here now. But anyways, thanks for hanging out at the end of the show. One of these shows I'm going to just call it, this is what it's going to look like the whole time. There's nothing on the screen for like 3 hours. You know what I could do is get one of those things that sort of oscillates to audio tone, but it's more just sort of a talk show, right? I think it'd be fun. Oh, come on, it'd be awesome. It's just late night talking about aliens and stuff. Why do you need to see anything? Just listen to the aliens. I probably won't actually do it. You guys are mean. No way. No, I don't really like it. No. What do you mean you can't see it? What do you mean? You guys aren't very fun. I gotta be honest. Alright. See you later. Gotta go.
Hello?
Yeah, I was just ending the show and you called in.
Yeah, can I get a boom?
Alright, see you guys.